When it comes to justice system, it is a set of different institutions, authorities, laws, and procedures that apply to all civilians. Minors are accommodated separately with their own set in the juvenile justice system. When it comes to natural law, it is imprinted in rational creatures that serve as their participation to the eternal law, which is God's plan. We are part of nature and have our own inclination. A few are self-preserve, reproduce, and raise offspring. Natural law is therefore our justice system to shape basic human rights that should sustain our lives, like the right to social security. That means affordable housing, education, childcare, and medical help. The right to recreation, leisure activities to rest from work and school. And most importantly, the right to food and shelter. If our government prohibits us access to these things that are part of our nature, that means they are going against the natural law.
Our political justice system is created and authored by man, meaning that this system is prone to errors and loopholes partly due to our imperfect nature, which means that a proven good basis could serve as a guideline towards mitigating mistakes. This basis should ensure that the constituents of a society is judged by a system without bias, as well as a basis that is truly fixated on serving the public for the common good, and not for personal gain. In line with this, the study of the natural law comes into play because it ensures that we understand the possible repercussions of our actions, as well as take a stand towards issues and cases that can drastically affect the life of a person. The natural law is based on the eternal law that God has created for us, meaning that the natural law is focused on doing actions that are morally and ethically right. The natural law is also focused on the overall goodness that benefits the majority, thus making the study of the natural law as a good basis or model for the political justice system to emulate.
One of the reasons why we still have laws right now, especially in our justice system, is for us to maintain order. It is the natural law that lets us know that there are universal moral standards that are inherent in humankind, and these standards should form the basis of a just society. Human beings are not taught natural law, but rather we discover it by consistently making choices for good instead of evil. The government respects us as human beings, as we all have our rights regardless of who and what we are, poor or rich, healthy or sick, and definitely we care for our properties, values, religions, and way of life of other people. The rights that we have makes our justice system have order if we just follow them. We can be at peace, or our country should experience less problems if we respect one another. Natural law allows us to do good for our justice system, just as we try to understand what is right from wrong.
The discussion of human behavior and the principles of ethics, politics, and individuals' way of life is very complex, to say the least. But these schools of thoughts are affected by understanding of the basic human principle, or the natural law. As much as it helps us understand the existing natural phenomenon in the human's way of living, it also plays a noteworthy role in politics, nation building, and so much so in justice system. Being able to recognize what it is and what is not normal for a person to do is vital in creating and enforcing laws and regulations to protect and preserve human rights. Hence, understanding the natural law would help us in determining how we are able to penalize those who go against these morals.
Natural law is a system of right or justice held to be common to all humans and derived from nature rather from the rules of society. Everything in nature has a purpose, including humans. In short, any law that is good is moral, and any moral law is good. And when you say justice system, it is the network of government and private agencies intended to manage accused and convicted criminals. And it also refers to the use of the judicial process for the purpose of gaining political power or influence. It may accompany or confirm political or military action, or it may be a substitute for such action. The relevance of natural law to the system is that it is already in us. and already present in the system throughout history up until the present. And these standards should build the basis of a just society. Human beings like us are not taught natural law, but rather we discover it by consistently making choices for good instead of evil.
Being knowledgeable about the concept and origin of the natural law is significant not only for the people who are making or passing the laws, but it is also important that the people affected by the laws that are being passed know whether a certain political justice system is actually serving justice to everyone, to the rich, to the powerful, to the famous, or not at all. It is important that everyone knows that our human laws must be in line with the natural moral laws. Why? Because in the sequence of laws, the eternal law comes first, then it is where the natural moral laws come from, and that natural moral laws are translated into something that is more visible and understandable to us, which is what we call the human positive laws. As Robert George says, it is more secure to guarantee human rights with a moral foundation. If our laws are fully based on morality, I would say that it would be easier to say that everyone's human rights are protected and untainted. Natural law theorists even believe that human laws are based off morality and not on an authority figure like a king or a dictator or a leader perhaps. Also, as John Finnes says in his idea of phronesis, one must avoid being fanatical about his or her projects. It means that one must not be fully consumed by his goal, because along the way some facts could be presented to us and that could change our views and our perceptions, and we must be open for it. We must be open for improvement. Also, be efficient and don't waste opportunities. If one can see that there's an opportunity to improve or to foster the common good of the community, one must go for it, but one must not overlook foreseeable bad consequences. It means that if we see something wrong at the beginning, you must fix it at the beginning and not wait until the end. Thus, I would like to end this by saying that enlightening yourself about the natural law is important because it will make us more critical, and being critical in this situation right now, especially in this pandemic, would help us point out the mistakes of our government, and by this way we can avoid justifying any actions that go against any basic good.